el trato que recibió Jorge Ramos durante la conferencia de prensa del señor Donald J. Trump en Iowa es despreciable. Como un candidato presidencial, el señor Trump va a recibir preguntas difíciles de la prensa a las cuales tendrá que responder. Jorge Ramos es uno de los periodistas más profesionales, dedicados y respetados que he conocido en mis 40 años de labor en los medios de comunicación. Siempre hace las preguntas más difíciles y candidatos y oficiales electos sin importar el partido o el tema. El señor Trump le ha demostrado indiferencia completa a él y al sinnúmero de hispanos que Jorge representa por medio de sus preguntas, las cuales están protegidas por la primera en media. Estoy agradecido por el excelente trabajo periodístico que Jorge y todos sus colegas de Univision Noticias y Fusion Network realizan para comunicar todos los puntos de vista a las 57 millones de hispanos en este país. Randy Falco, presidente y CEO de Univision. So those were the exact words of the president of Univision. He said that the treatment of Jorge Ramos was beneath contempt and that Jorge Ramos is the most professional reporter that he knows. Now let's talk about professionalism. In a news conference, the reporters vie for the attention of the person speaking, period. When the speaker acknowledges the reporter, then that reporter gets to say whatever he wants to say or ask questions. In this instance, Mr. Trump acknowledged another reporter. Everybody else in the room shut up, and that reporter started speaking. Jorge Ramos ignored this custom and just started speaking out of turn and would not shut up until such time as he was escorted out of the room. For the president of Univision to say that he treated Jorge Ramos in some sort of disrespectful manner is disgusting. He was later invited back into the news conference, and he got to ask everything that he wanted to ask. Now, let's get truthful. Donald J. Trump is suing Univision for upwards of $11 million for a breach of contract, which he will win. Jorge Ramos in question, the reporter in question, his daughter is working for Hillary Clinton. Boom. Yes. This is where I drop the mic and go off the stage. Now what do you have? How are you defending this guy? And what are they so upset about? For Donald J. Trump saying that most of the illegal aliens from Mexico are criminals. I've said it. It's a fact. Go look it up. It's in the data. They rape, pillage, burn down people's farms, kill people. They murder black people on sight. Entire gangs come over. They have human trafficking. That means that they take underage girls and press them into prostitution and bring them over to prostitute on the border cities. And they go back and forth doing this. They shoot the border agents and kill them frequently. And the illegals that come from other countries through Mexico are very often raped, beaten, money taken that they are trying to use to be escorted into the country. It is a horrible, horrible situation. There is nothing good about it, nothing. And let's get to the meat of the problem. The meat of the problem is money. NAFTA, which benefited Mexico the most, went to all of the rich oligarchs in Mexico. The common people of Mexico were rendered even more poor. All of the poor farmers in Mexico were completely removed, put out of work, because the rich farmers in Mexico got all the money and got to import their goods into the United States. And that devastated all of the poor farmers. And that is a case of the Mexican government. That's whose fault that is. It's not even NAFTA's fault. It's the Mexican government's fault of how or what are they doing to distribute this wealth. That's their own government. And any other circumstances involved in all of this is the Mexican government's fault. Local government, the state government, yes, Mexico has states, and their national government. They're all corrupt and all stepping on the necks of their own people. And then you have organized crime that is doing all of this. There is no way that any upstanding Mexican national should be trying to defend the illegal aliens coming across the border, because they are in fact criminals. They're criminals, period, and about 70 to 75% are stone cold criminals. Murder, rape, pillage, prostitution. So many sheriffs on the border towns are screaming for help, and they get nothing. And in fact, Obama and friends go down to the states and say, no, you can't turn these people away. What do you mean you can't turn these people away? They're murdering people. Stop your political correctness, and they need help. You can disagree with Trump on everything else, although even that's crazy. But on this thing, everybody should agree, even the Mexican citizens who came over and got U.S. citizenship, who are here legally. Nobody should be disagreeing with him on this. And Jorge Ramos trying to be so rude and be activist, but he's not an activist. He's a plant to get Trump out of the race for Hillary Clinton. So even if you were trying to defend Jorge Ramos, you're being used. You don't know the deal. This has nothing to do with him defending anything about Mexico. This is politics. And the president of Univision coming out is really trying to make bad press for him, because he doesn't want to come off of $11 million that he's about to lose. This is what's really going on. And you know, I'm a disinterested party. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. And I speak Spanish. And I went to the Univision website, and where they have the comments, 90% of the comments were against Jorge Ramos, who said that he embarrassed them. He's an embarrassment, and that he does not need to bring his Mexican activism into a press conference. He's a plant by the Clinton campaign. Now, how disgusted do you feel? Thank you for watching the Shigama Live Show.